Okay, I'm going to try to explain the importance of randomness in painting alcohol inks. So the first thing I'm going to do, I like to do a lot of sprinkling. So what I've done is I've just put this in just alcohol, and I'm using my brush, and what I'm doing is I'm randomly sprinkling. What this does, and then I can let this layer dry, and then I can do another one. Hold on for a second. I'm going to take it out and dry it really quickly. So what you see are a collection of there's going to be random shapes in the flowers in the foreground here. So I'm going to go at it again. This time I'm going to use some red, and I'm going to lightly, randomly end up putting some ink on the paper. Now this ink will go on top of the already dried ink and hopefully make some more flowers. Because I already have a random selection here, I can also go back with a brush and I can gently kind of fill in some spaces because the sprinkling has already caused kind of the randomness, so it looks very, very, very natural. And I can go and I can switch and I can put another color in. Again, very, very tiny. And what this will do is this will again add to my flowers. You have to watch out how small you make them. I kind of actually still prefer just the randomly putting the dots on with that. Now this is kind of interesting pattern has developed. So now I'm going to go and I'm going to work on the top of the painting because I want to put a tree in here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to protect half of the painting with a sheet of some kind. I really should dry this first, but did anyway. So where am I going to do for a sheet? Let me just dry it. Now that is dry, so what I'm going to do next is one of my little processes that I've used, and this is just a piece of screen. So what I will do is I will take a little bit of the butterscotch and I will put it on the screen. You will see it's not everywhere, and then I will gently blow up top and I'll let that develop. And there's a little more here, so I'm going to blow again. A little lower, a little over here. Now my hope for this is that this is going to dry and this is going to be the beginning of the randomness of a tree leaves. So let me dry that and then we'll see what happens. See, now that is dry. So from here, what I would next do is I would probably just do some very, very light using the smaller brush. And what I'm doing is putting more color, more leaves in this mass that I have here. It is important to let it dry in between, because if you don't let it dry in between, what happens is you just get one big blob. Okay, now I'm going to try again. This is just paint that I've already got on a palette that I'm just kind of mixing around, and it's not really wet enough, so I'm putting more in here. Again, I find that just using the brush makes all of the drops kind of a different size. So then that allows it to look more natural. So now, what I'm kind of going to do at this point, I would probably do a little more work, but I'm trying to make a quick video here, is I would take my brush and I would kind of decide on where the branches are going. So I usually will take a nice dark color, or I'll take the blender first. I have one of the blenders from the marker place. So let's do it with the blender first. Okay, and I'm going to put a tree trunk in here. So I'm going to take this and I'm going to gently go up, sometimes skipping where you can see the leaves. Here I go. And I'm constantly trying to get my blender clean. And I may actually use the wider side of it because it's more. Okay. Then I'm going to take, here's a branch here I'm going to put out. Maybe put a branch up here. And I'll put another branch coming this way. Maybe coming up here, and there's more here. And maybe I have a little bit of something coming out here. So now I have the beginning of a tree. I can do the real quick cheating way of finding a dark marker, which I have plenty of. Whoops, did I just ruin my shot? And fill it in with a dark marker for the beginning. And I can go with lots of different processes here. Again, what I would see is I would need a lot more of the green, but the green I can do again with the little splatters and let it dry again. So then I work back and forth with this process and I get my tree. Thanks.